In the small village of Okuku, nestled in the heart of Africa, there lived a man named Ikenna. He was a proud member of the Okoro family, known for their striking physical feature, an unusually large head. It was a trait that had been passed down through generations, from Ikenna's great-grandfather to his father, and now to him. Ikenna's head was enormous, with a circumference that seemed to rival a small barrel. It was a source of both fascination and ridicule in the village. Children would stare in awe, while adults would whisper behind his back. Despite the attention, Ikenna had grown accustomed to his unique feature. He had learned to navigate the world with caution, avoiding low-hanging branches and door frames. However, as Ikenna grew older, he began to realize the weight of his family's legacy. He had a son, Obinna, who was now approaching the age where the large head would begin to manifest. Ikenna's father had passed down the curse to him. And now it was his turn to pass it down to Obinna, but Obinna wanted no part of it. Ikenna's son, Obinna, did not want the big head. He did not want to carry on the family tradition. Ikenna tried to convince Obinna to accept the big head, but Obinna refused. The big head was special because it allowed the person who had it to receive messages from the gods. The person with the big head would then share these messages with the villagers. Obinna did not want to be the one to receive these messages. He told his father, "Papa, I will cut off the big head if you try to give it to me." Ikenna was worried and told Obinna, "My son, if you do that, the gods will punish us," but Obinna did not care. He said, "I would rather die than have this big head." Ikenna was very sad. He did not know what to do. He sat outside his house, thinking and crying. He even lost so much weight, he asked the gods for help. The gods appeared to Ikenna in a vision. They told him, "Ikenna, if you want to be free from the curse of the big head, you must make a great sacrifice." Ikenna was willing to do anything. He asked the gods, "What must I sacrifice?" The gods replied, "You must sacrifice something that will cause you great pain." Ikenna sat down and thought about this for a long time. He did not know what to sacrifice. Then, he looked at his son Obinna, who was lying on the raffia mat. Ikenna said, "I must sacrifice my son." Ikenna went to the old palm tree and tapped it 3 times. The gods appeared again and told him, "Ikenna, bring your son Obinna to the tree and sacrifice him. Your big head will disappear and you will live long." Ikenna agreed. Unknown to him, Obinna was not asleep. He had heard everything. He was shocked and scared. He quickly got back into the hut and laid on the raffia mat quietly. Ikenna went into the house and woke Obinna up. He said, "My son, let's go and thank the gods for their blessings." Obinna pretended to agree. He followed his father outside. As they approached the old palm tree, Ikenna started chanting. Obinna saw his chance and pushed his father into the tree. The tree swallowed Ikenna whole. Obinna was sad and devastated, but he was also relieved. He thought that he was finally free from the curse of the big head. Obinna quickly packed his bag that night, and as the first cock crowed, he journeyed to a faraway village. He walked for several days, surviving on rats, palm nuts, cashews, and other fruits he could find. After several days, he arrived at a village named Ogoja and settled there. Obinna single-handedly built a bamboo hut on the outskirts of the town very close to the river and started fishing to survive. Obinna caught fishes, roasted some and sold some of it in the local market. One day, as he approached the river with his fishing net and basket, he saw a beautiful young woman washing clothes by the side of the river. They exchanged pleasantries and he asked her what her name was. She smiled and told him her name was Emoji. They liked each other. It was love at first sight. And they both agreed to meet at the river the next day, and that was the beginning of their love story. They became inseparable. Obinna eventually asked Emoji to marry him. He visited her parents with a bottle of wine and some tubers of yams. He asked for her hand in marriage. But her parents refused. "We don't know where you came from," her mother said. "You just appeared in this village and started fishing. What if you're a ritualist?" her father added. Obinna tried to explain himself, but they were adamant. They told him to come with his family members or forget about their daughter. Obinna was so devastated as he walked back home. Emoji tried to plead with her parents, but they refused. She stubbornly ran away from the house. One cold night to meet her lover Obinna. They hugged and cried together. Obinna tried to convince her to return back to her parents' house, but she refused. After several weeks of living together, Emoji got pregnant. Obinna took good care of her all through the pregnancy. He washed her clothes, cooked for her, and fetched firewood. Emoji was so happy and thanked him for his love and care. When it was time for the baby to arrive, some neighbors gathered round with wrappers to deliver her. Emoji cried and shouted. Eventually, the baby came, but to the surprise of everyone, her head came out looking extremely big. The elderly women were so shocked and scared. The news quickly spread and villagers gathered to see the baby with big round head. Emoji saw the baby and was shocked too. She wondered why the gods had given her a beautiful daughter with such head. Obinna was also surprised, but he loved his daughter and wanted to take care of her. As they looked at their daughter, Obinna remembered his own past and the big head that had been passed down in his family. He realized that his daughter's big head might be more than just a coincidence. Emoji looked at Obinna and asked, "What does this mean? Why does our daughter have such a big head?" Obinna took a deep breath and said, "I think I know why. It's because of my family's past. The big head has been passed down in my family for generations." Emoji's eyes widened in surprise. "What do you mean?" she asked. Obinna explained his family's history and the cause of the big head. Emoji listened, and when he finished, she said, "We have to find a way to break this curse. I don't want our daughter to suffer like you did." Obinna nodded, and together, they vowed to find a way to break the curse and give their daughter a normal life. Obinna and Emoji were determined to break the curse of the big head. They started by researching and gathering information about the curse and its origins. They spoke to many native doctors hoping to gain some insight into the curse. One day, while they were researching, they stumbled upon an old manuscript that had been hidden away in the village library. The manuscript was old and dusty, but as they opened it, they saw that it was filled with ancient writings and drawings. As they flipped through the pages, they came across a drawing of a person with a big head, similar to Obinna's daughter. Below the drawing was a message that read, "The curse of the big head can only be broken by finding the sacred river and performing the ritual of the ancestors." Obinna and Emoji were excited and hopeful. They had finally found a lead on how to break the curse. They decided to embark on a journey to find the sacred river and perform the ritual. They packed their bags, said goodbye to their friends and family, and set off on their journey. They traveled through dense forests, crossed rivers, and climbed mountains. Along the way, they encountered many challenges and obstacles, but they persevered, determined to break the curse. After many days of traveling, they finally came across a beautiful and serene river. They knew that this was the sacred river they had been searching for. They spent the night by the river, preparing themselves for the ritual. The next morning, they woke up early, bathed in the river, and put on traditional clothes. Obinna held his daughter in his arms and placed her on his head. And Emoji held a basket of offerings. They walked to the riverbank, where they had built a small altar. Obinna held their daughter tightly, and Emoji poured the offerings into the river. They prayed and sang, calling on the ancestors to help them break the curse. As they prayed, the river began to glow, and the air was filled with a sweet and sacred scent. Suddenly, a bright light appeared, and Obinna's daughter began to glow. The curse was being lifted, and the big head was slowly disappearing. Obinna and Emoji were overjoyed. They had done it. They had broken the curse and freed their daughter from its grasp. As they hugged each other and their daughter, they knew that their journey had been worth it. They had faced many challenges and obstacles, but their love and determination had seen them through. They returned to their village, where they were greeted as heroes. The villagers celebrated their victory, and Obinna and Emoji knew that they would always be remembered as the couple who broke the curse of the big head. Years went by, and Obinna's daughter grew up to be a beautiful and intelligent young woman. She never forgot the story of the curse and the journey her parents had taken to break it. She grew up to be a strong and confident woman, and she made her parents proud. Obinna and Emoji lived happily ever after, surrounded by their loving family and community, and so, the story of Obinna and Emoji was passed down from generation to generation, a reminder of the power of love and determination to overcome even the greatest of challenges. Moral lessons, family traditions and curses can be broken. The story shows that with courage and determination, family traditions and curses can be broken, freeing future generations from their grasp. Love and determination can overcome any challenge. Obinna and Emoji's love for each other and their daughter, as well as their determination to break the curse, ultimately led to their success. The importance of seeking knowledge and understanding. Obinna and Emoji's quest for knowledge and understanding of the curse ultimately led them to the solution. Food for thought. What are the causes or limitations that we may have inherited from our families or societies? How can we break free from them and create a better future for ourselves and our loved ones? What is the power of love and determination in overcoming challenges? How can we tap into this power in our own lives? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section and please share this story with your friends and loved ones. See you soon. Bye for now.